But I was walking around at this state fair. It's huge, and it's got all these animals. It's got the Ferris. It's got everything you have at a state fair, but it's the state fair. So they've got all the farm stuff. They've got cows, they've got goats, they've got, everything. Bunnies, they've got swine. I didn't look at the swine because, that's not my whole stick. They've got everything, right? I'm walking around and I'm like, race does not matter in real life. And then I think to myself, I'm like, look at this dissident right on the internet who claim to be we are the true Americans, we are the... But in the state fair of Michigan, which is for the entire state, race does not matter. It's literally, doesn't even fucking exist. You have white, Mexican, black, and they're all just together, One of the most diverse places, to say the least, was the state fair. All working class people, by the way, all working class people. They probably can't afford to go to Disney World or Disneyland. So this is where they go. And they're all there from all over the state of Michigan. And they come from all walks of life and all kinds of different cultures. And they're all American. And I go there and I'm like, the carnival. This is communism in America. It's the carnival, Everybody comes together, is there to partake in this kind of gathering of people from... They don't care about your background. They don't care who you are. We're all together in one place. It's literally... If you're like a white nationalist who's like, we must... protect the purity of the white race, this would be your fucking nightmare, because I've never seen more of a mixture of different colored people and different ethnicities in one place. You've got white people, you've got Arabs, you've got black people, you've got Mexicans, seemingly in equal proportions, and it's like, they would hate it. And then this is why I was thinking, I was like, these fucking white nationalists would be here, and I guarantee you the whole time they would be like, look at this bio trash. Look at this bio-Leninist trash. Everyone's enjoying themselves, having corn dogs, having elephant ears, eating ice cream. Everybody's in line to go on these rides. There's kids running around going on these, Ferris wheel, and they're, everybody's having a beautiful time. They're petting the fucking cows and the goats and shit. And then I was thinking of a chud who was, this is what I was thinking about. I was thinking like a chud who was attending, and they were like, billions must die. All of these people must be killed. They are all biological trash. And it got me thinking, damn, these fucking white nationalists represent the most cuck ideology you could think of. And it's as simple as this. If you want to claim that America became this way because of the Jews, first of all, you're wrong. But even if you want to claim that, this is what America is now. That's what it fucking is. Dude, that's the state fair. It doesn't get any more American than a fucking state fair. Leftists, those people are they go and it doesn't matter who they're talking to. It's if you don't fit within a very strict box of language and ideology, they want to fucking exterminate you. And they'll be like, you're the worst fucking person. I look at leftists, I don't ever see anybody who's so uptight and kind of they go to a state fair and they're just kind of I'm not safe here. I'm trans. I'm not safe here. I'm not safe here. It's it's them versus, the chud who says billions must die? The guy who goes to the state fair and is like, look at all these biological trash. Billions must die. And the archetype of the incel, but it's a real thing. That guy in school who he can't sit anywhere at the fucking lunch table. So he's just sitting as a chud jack, and he's just all these people in high school, they're talking at lunch. There's couples holding hands, and he's just sitting and he's like,
billions must die. Billions.
That's a thing. But, the leftist is the same thing as that. Because instead of that, they're kind of doing the thing where they're I'm trans and I'm not safe. I'm trans and I'm not safe here. And the difference is the chud walks very slowly and they just go, billions must die. But the trans walks very fast. Or the leftist, whatever, they walk very fast, and they go,
I'm not safe here. These people all want to kill me.
They don't accept my existence. Everyone is against me. I'm the victim. I'm oppressed by everyone. I need to walk. I need to get out of here. This is my proposal. That's a couple. Both of those people holding hands versus all of society. Well, how beautiful, how romantic. They both hate society. They both hate America. They both hate ordinary people so much. So I propose they just kind of hold hands together, and I could be a Hollywood love story, This could literally be a Hollywood love story. Here's how it's gonna be. I'm gonna tell you a story right now, right? So let's say this is on like, there's some like state fair going on organized by a college. So these are college age students or whatever. So there's a chud with glasses who looks like a literal chud jack. He's walking around. Look at all these racial trash. Look at all these biological trash subhumans. Stupid whores. Fucking Chad pieces of shit. Billions must die. And he's just walking very menacingly and slowly. He's kind of thinking about the logistics of how he's going to do the mass shooting he's planning on, that kind of whole thing. He's just walking around very menacingly like, I'm going to put in my manifesto. When I walked around here, I saw this fucking girl. She was blonde, blue-eyed, and I looked at her, and she immediately looked away uncomfortable because the fucking Jews taught her to hate me! So he's walking around. He's walking around menacingly. Okay, there's one of these leftists, be they trans or be they, I want to say trans because it's funny, but when they actually are women, they're like, somehow they're way more hysterically like they have this problem. So it's like a vegan leftist with green hair or some shit, and she's like walking around and she's like, and this is so sexist, it's so racist, it's so much transphobic and homophobic. I cannot believe this. This is like a Hitler Youth rally. I cannot believe this. All these fraternities and sororities, they're perpetuating patriarchy. And she's walking around really fast and really anxious. So Chud Jack turns a corner and he's walking, billions must die. And then the green hair woman, she's walking on the other corner, okay? They're going like this, they're going like this. And then it starts playing the K-drama music. And then they bump into each other, but it's in slow motion. They bump into each other in slow motion. And then they look up, and then he looks at her like angry. So Chud Jack, he's like, that's what his face looks like in slow motion for a quick second. And then how do I do her face? Her face is looking like, let me try to do it. Like that. And for a brief moment, they look at each other, they lock eyes, and then that's the start of the love story. And then they do that thing in romantic K-dramas or whatever, any romantic drama where they're like,
Hey, didn't notice you there. I was just walking because everyone here is such a fucking idiot and scumbag.
And they say it at the exact same time. And they're like, oh my god, I totally didn't mean it like that. And they're like talking in the same voice. And they both realize, like, they are literally the same. They're soulmates. They're meant for each other, right? And then they go about their life, but here's the problem. This is the tragic part of the story, is that it doesn't prevent the mass shooting. They still do the mass shooting, but they do it as a couple. They still do the mass shooting. They do it as a couple, and actually double the amount of people die than compared to before. So that's not a very good ending still. Pretty bad ending, pretty tragic ending. But at least they find love. Anyway, the lesson of this whole thing is that I don't really go out that much. That's the lesson. The lesson is I don't really go out that much, and when I do, I realize, wow, the internet is just full of the worst, like, weirdest people,